wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Yeah, hello and good morning. Welcome to the Wednesday KVJ Show. How the heck is everybody today?
Hey, Kevin, happy hump day to you and
That's
yours.
right. How's that hump day? That's right.
Well, we're getting through it. We're getting through it.
Yeah.
My kids got early release today from school.
Oh, man, okay.
So that
Wow.
they made parole? Is that what that is?
And there goes the nap.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those days.
What's this holiday about?
I think I could teach your work day or something.
Do they throw that in there when they get sick of the kids? Because we need a teacher work day. Let's get turned.
Look, I get it. I understand that you've
Right.
earned a teacher work day.
Yeah.
Trust me, I deal with this kid too. I know what it's about.
They need it.
They need it. It's a mental health day.
Okay.
Can you
That's
drink
basically what it is.
for teacher work day? Can you have a drink? 'Cause if there's no kids there, are you able to work on the old school book? And
I think they frown on alcohol on campus, period.
Yeah. It's not typically endorsed.
the pandemic changed things. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not a teacher.
I'm glad you're bringing that up because coming up here in a little bit, always love having this discussion. It is why your teacher was fired.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Topic we had from Facebook. And believe it or not, yeah, there's a few drinkings in there. So,
I bet,
yeah.
man.
So, yeah, you can drink if you want to lose your job. So we'll get to that coming up here in just about 30 minutes or so. You can lock it in on YouTube as well right now and watch KVJ TV. Just go in there and look for the KVJ Show. Subscribe and ring that bell while you're there.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Jay Bird?
I was having a deep conversation with our sweet Denny's, as I often do, and we were talking about a few things. Now, we're not saying that they're not out there. We are just saying, me and him, we haven't noticed them. And maybe you haven't noticed it either. When we were kids, we were both talking about how we always noticed and saw that bug, the roly-poly. We never see the roly-poly anymore. Is the roly-poly going away? That's one of the things we both agreed on. You just
The
don't see
roly-poly was a very active bug.
it was.
And it was one of those bugs you could play with. It was kind of like a bug/toy. And it didn't hurt you.
I wouldn't say I'm actively looking for roly-polies, but I would say I'm sort of looking around for them.
You have a yard. I have a yard. We're in our yard a lot. I never see them.
I swear, as a little kid, they were running wild up in this piece, and I never see them anymore.
They were wild in Louisiana, too.
Okay, so the witch agrees with me on this.
I do. Roly-polies, where you at?
The other thing that I brought this up before, and I kind of lost the room, but then I brought it up at our beach cleanup, and people were sort of going, oh yeah, Bird, I do remember that. There was this awesome hamburger seed. It was some kind of seed that looked just like a hamburger, and as a little kid, I was obsessed with finding them because it had hamburger in the name, it looked like a hamburger, and when we would go on field trips to Jupiter, to Juneau, the beach area, they would be everywhere. They're
Okay.
gone. You cannot see hamburger seeds. You bring up hamburger seeds up to little kids, they don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, every time I bring this up, I always lose this room.
Maybe you have to talk to locals that grew up here.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I am. We're talking to South Florida. Nobody knows what I'm talking
Right,
about.
but in this room, we don't know. But maybe like people that went to the same parks that you went to as little kids remember the hamburger seed.
Is there a reason why they're not around anymore?
Maybe all the roly-polies ate them and died.
I'm just
Yeah.
asking a question.
Somebody take them both at the same time?
And then the other thing, I swear when I was a little kid, I saw fireflies flying around here in South Florida, and I don't ever see them anymore. So what's happened to all this stuff?
Where's everything gone?
Yeah, am I losing my mind? Did this happen, or am I making it up?
Yes, you've been losing your mind, but I don't know about the fireflies.
Did I make up this magical hamburger seed that never was?
Yeah, I've never even heard of the concept of it. I know what that means.
That blows my mind.
It looks like a hamburger, or hamburgers grow from it,
Yes.
or what are we trying
Is
to
it
say?
on a plant?
No, yeah, you would walk around and it would be really, really hard. It's a hard shell, and the top and the bottom would be brown like a bun, and in the middle would look like a meat patty, but it was a seed from a tree or from a flower. It was very sought after when you were a kid, when you would go on these.
Was it like a nut?
Yeah, like a nut of sorts, a seed, whatever, a legume. I don't know what they call it. I'm over here asking questions.
Was it a nut like yourself?
I'm questioning my sanity. I don't know what's real anymore, dog. But, yeah, at least we have roly-polies together.
Yeah, roly-polies, I'm with you. I don't know where they went, but I sure did love playing with them.
Yeah, I was actually looking. There was a post that they had put up somewhere on social media as one of those threads, and they're saying what just kind of disappeared without people noticing. And it's kind of to your point of those two things where they seem like they were everywhere, and now they're just gone. They were saying things like toys in the cereal boxes. Just somehow just went away. Silly bands. What happened to those?
But then I remember us bringing up about the toys going away in the cereal boxes, and some people said they still do it sometimes special. Is that a lie? Do they still put some toys in cereal boxes?
They do sometimes, but they also do this thing now where you have to send away the UPC to get it in the mail, and they'll send you something in the mail. And they've added some inconvenient steps where I think parents like myself will go, I don't have time for that crap.
That's so whack if you have to send away for it.
Sending away for stuff is, I'm sorry, that's 20 minutes I don't have.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't happen anymore.
Doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people were talking about, I remember the roly-poly, and I remember the fireflies when I was a kid. But, yeah, we don't notice them so much anymore.
And we all act like it's never happened. You know what I mean? What's going on
I mean,
out there?
I'm looking online. The roly-poly has a Wikipedia page.
I looked it up online. Fireflies did.
Fireflies are still out there.
I've
seen videos. People post videos, but not like from Florida. They post like places that are a different climate.
Do you hear yourself? It sounds like you're describing a Bigfoot or a UFO sighting. Yeah, they're not commonplace anymore.
Somebody texted and said you can still find the hamburger seeds on Dania Beach, and every once in a while you'll find them at the south end of Fort Lauderdale Beach. So,
yeah,
if you're looking there, they're there. But yeah, I think it's going to be really few and far between. And if anybody's seen them anywhere, you're not going to find them everywhere. You'll find them somewhere, but not everywhere.
I'm just asking why it's going on. I don't expect anyone to call in. Just send me a very long, boring email that I can just digest myself. Because I don't think anyone wants to hear about, well, the hamburger seed is disappearing because.
And Nicole in the chat room said they're called sea beans.
Oh, all right.
So they've got a name. So if you're looking for them specifically,
I mean, we all agree hamburger seeds a little
it's more
bit
fun.
Yeah, come on.
It makes it a lot more fun. Yeah. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I told you about how I had spoken to my neighbor that I haven't spoken to in like 8 months. The woman that lives to my left. I spoke to her by the pool on Sunday.
Well, yeah, after several drinks.
Yeah, after several drinks.
You got to catch people up here. This is a bit kind of an update.
I told her I was mad because months and months ago, they had sent a video of somebody, a kid, Magnolia's friend, peeing on the side of my house, peeing on my house. But they have all their video cameras pointed at my house, like they're waiting to see what I'm up to. And so they sent that to the HOA, and they were like, can you tell your guests please to use the restroom inside? And I was just pissed that they didn't come to me and talk to me about it. So I let
that's
her.
Your code.
That's a code of neighbors, just in general.
Yeah.
But let's set the scene, though. This was after Pride Fest.
After Pride Fest.
Yeah.
So she's by the pool with her kids. I'm by the pool because I brought Rocco up there, and I'm like, oh, here's my opportunity to let her know.
To let her know.
I've been mad all these months, and to see if she even knows what's going on. Because then I started to think she didn't even know.
She may be unaware.
She was unaware.
Yeah.
I started talking to her, and she's like, I'll have to talk to my husband because I didn't even know this happened.
Do you believe that line?
No.
There's no way.
I think she knew about it, but I think that their dynamic is one that he is just the decision maker. He does everything, and she just goes, okay, honey, whatever you say, honey.
That's your opinion. That's your
my
perception.
opinion. That's my perception of their relationship.
Okay.
So yesterday, I'm in my yard, and I'm like, all right, maybe this guy will come do the right thing and finally come talk to me and apologize for turning me into the HOA, and then we can move forward. Mm-hmm. He hasn't, and he didn't. And I'm walking outside with my recycling to put it in the recycling bin, and he is pulling out of his driveway in his wife's minivan. Not a good look for a man, but whatever. So we make eye contact, and he waves at me, and I just stare at him like, really? You're waving? You haven't spoken a word, and you're waving? And then he just pulls out of the driveway. I don't wave back, because we're not there yet. We're not at the waving yet. No, you have to come apologize before we're waving again.
Okay.
So that's where it is.
Okay, so you're not at the waving phase, is what you want to let them know.
No, you never came and apologized for turning me into the HOA and said you're not going to do it again.
Okay, so you're not getting off the hook, and you get no wave from Virginia until that happens.
Zero wave.
Okay. All right,
Maybe you just don't sweat the witch. I mean, maybe he's just like, whatever, bye. What if he just doesn't care?
That's a possibility, too.
You know, maybe he doesn't want to break bread.
Drive down the street in your minivan, then. Go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, there's Virginia's PSA for you today.
Yeah.
And what I got on my mind here is I've seen everybody talking about that Wordle, that little game, and I usually don't get caught up in the hype and all that stuff. And yesterday, my son Cannon was like, hey, you ever heard of that Wordle? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. I mean, we even got our own little WRMF Wordle that you can go and play. And I knew it was kind of the rage, but everybody get caught up in their Candy Crushes or whatever. I'm like, I ain't got time for that kind of stuff.
I wish I did, but I don't. It also doesn't interest me.
I'm an old school. I'm a words with friends one.
I'm Scrabble.
Yeah, well, that's real.
Let's go. I'd love to play you in Scrabble on a game night on a Friday or Saturday.
Uh-huh. But yesterday I had everything done. I was just kind of like chilling with my son. And he's like, yeah, check it out. And I'm like, okay. So he popped up a little game. I got to tell you, it is kind of fun. I can see where it'd be addictive.
All those games are fun, man. I never.
Yeah.
Why isn't your show prep done? Because Kevin's doing Wordle.
Well, that's just it. I'm like I said, the end of the day, everything was done. I'm like, all right, I'll take a little stab at this. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool.
You need more Wordle in your life.
Yeah.
Show prep, schmo-schmap. Wordle it up, dog.
Well, it's one of those things. I think that it might be one of those brain games because, you know, they talk about our brains anymore with our smartphones. They're actually physically making us dumb because we're not using our mind muscle anymore to remember phone numbers and do math and all that stuff.
I believe that too. We're getting dumb.
No, there's something like that and something to it. And the Wordle is that. He put me on a thing where you would have to come up with 5-letter words. And it's really kind of a cool little concept.
Llama.
What's that?
Five-letter word?
Yeah, so what you do is you would then plug that in, and it lets you know because there's an actual word that it has in mind, and you get maybe 5 chances, 5-6 chances, something like that. And so it'd tell you of the actual word, how many, if you put down llama first off, how many from the actual word is in that, and it lights it up.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, kind of cool. And then it shows you what position it's in. And
I can't play Wordle.
I know.
I'd get into it.
I'm telling you, yeah. I kind of got hooked on it yesterday. I was like, all right.
I don't have time for that. I'm too busy fighting with my neighbors and pranking the golfers. I don't have time.
Yeah.
You
That's
might
right.
need some Wordle in your life.
Yeah,
I think we all need a little
might keep you out
Wordle.
of trouble, Virginia.
I don't like it. I like trouble.
I think we all need a little bit of Wordle.
We all might need a little bit of Wordle. So, and,
fun to say.
And I think typically you only do one word a day. So it's supposed to be just a quick 5 or 10 minute mind puzzle. And I think that's kind of why it was designed, was to kind of give you, a little bit of a break from the whole pandemic, something fun to get your mind off of life and to maybe exercise your brain for a second.
We all need silly games in our lives. We do.
Yeah.
What's the
we
point of
kinda
all
do.
this? If we can't have a little fun.
We kind of do. So if you're looking for a silly game,
love Wordle.
you can try the WRMF version that we've got up on our website at WRMF.com. I believe it's on the app too. If you download that, check it out.
Somebody's got their tumbler again. He doesn't know that ice makes noise on the
This
radio.
overly icy tumbler that
Sorry,
kind of brings everything to a screeching halt.
Duh, dude.
Yeah.
I go big on ice. I apologize.
Yeah. Stephanie said here in a message from our free app, said fireflies are still around. They end up in my trees during the summer here in Belle Glade. Also, roly-polies have definitely not been seen. I wonder where they went to.
I'm glad we're talking about this. Okay.
So there you go. So you get fireflies, just go to Belle Glade to get them.
Oh, thank goodness some people know what I'm talking about. Makes me feel good.
Jaber was pointing out some things that have disappeared. You just don't seem to see anymore. And a lot of people who are Florida natives are sounding off. Those sea beans or the hamburger seeds you were talking about. The roly-polies, fireflies, things like that. So one text said, yeah, I'm a South Florida native, and we did have fireflies, especially in East Del Rey, but they started disappearing when they started knocking down all the wooded areas.
Ah.
You wouldn't know that if you weren't here in the 80s and before.
Yeah,
so,
keep in mind, you're talking about 1980s Jaybird.
A man of the woods.
Well, just
a boy of the woods.
My dad did like taking us out to the woods. You can always find some woods here in Palm Beach County somehow.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, unfortunately, yeah, it's starting to disappear. You know, we have less than 1% of the land in Palm Beach County is now available for any kind of development. So we pretty much took it all up, and I don't know, the fireflies went somewhere else.
Roly-polies went with them?
Yeah, they did. They packed up and they left. They couldn't afford the rent. It's too much. And thank you for this from Kayla. I was talking about Wordle that I just jumped on yesterday. It's kind of fun. I'm going to have to work that into my repertoire a little bit when I get some free time, if that ever happens. She said, you need to try Hurdle, too. It gives you clips of songs, and you have to guess the song. It's Heardle. Like Wordle, but it's Hurdle, so it's an audio version.
Is there a way we could do Wordle radio style, or is there no way that could work? I've never
Wordle
played
radio style?
Yeah.
I think it's tough because it's very visual, and it would, I think, be too overly confusing.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know that it translates well. Hurdle basically is One Note Name That Tune.
Yeah.
Which we do have coming up today. So you'll get to play basically our own little version of Hurdle coming up here on the show. But you're talking about things that used to be everywhere and you used to see, and then they just kind of quietly disappeared. This was getting discussed online of things that kind of just disappeared without people really noticing. And we were talking about some of the toys and cereal boxes. Somebody had said silly bands. Where'd they go? They're just kind of gone.
What was silly bands?
I think the silly
little
bands,
bracelets?
yeah, with the little bracelets. They used to be so popular. You used to see all over the place.
The slappy ones, they were kind of like, whoa.
I think those are slap bracelets. I think the silly bands might be a little different than that.
They're more like a jelly.
Yeah.
Like a little rubber.
Okay, I think all right. You crisscross them a little bit.
You could.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Pogs, somebody said.
Oh, yeah.
Be around, just kind of gone. 3D televisions. I remember those. They were trying to push that. And I remember, one thing, HD radio.
I did. Oh, they were really big on that for a good 14 months.
HD radio's going to change the game. Still waiting for that.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. It's kind of there. But
They were real big on that one. I remember.
Yeah.
Article after, it's going to change radio.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the beta of
Yes.
video players. McDonald's snack wraps.
Gone.
I loved those.
It seems there's a lot of things that have gone away in the food world where
Yeah.
everyone goes,
Yeah.
I love that. I'm passionate about that. Why would they take that away? And then they always fall back with, well, the sales just weren't there. Are they giving us just lip service, or do they not want to make that stuff?
The McSalad shaker. Remember that?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are good too. Because
Yeah.
then I could go like with Rocco and I could get something and not feel guilty.
But the snack wrap, that's something where I feel that could still do well today.
Totally.
I think you're seeing what Taco Bell's doing now. They strip down their menu and then they make a massive promotion about bringing it back for a small amount of time. Because I think you've got your core items. Big Mac ain't never gone anywhere. They've never been like, let's take that off the menu. Big Mac is always there. But there are some of those fringe things that, some people like, but they just may not make enough money that's worth all the hassle to have them ready and put them on the menu.
Then they'll make a statement like Burger King of saying, we're taking away these items, but the reason why we're doing that, we really want to refocus and put all of our energy back into the Whopper. You're going to be excited about the Whopper again.
And then you realize it doesn't get any better.
Well, I mean,
Yes, I think this is a strategy for a lot of them. It seems like Taco Bell is every month now bringing back an item, but it's only for a limited time. And, McDonald's did that very successfully with the McRib which was a product that wasn't really working well for them to have it on the menu all the time. But then when they do that McRib promotion, now people go crazy and they don't put it everywhere. And you get an app and people are trying to find the McRib, and then you try the McRib and you're going, I remember why I didn't really like it in the first place. And, you know, I mean, but we get full because we love a game. And
I don't get fooled by the McRib anymore. I used to get fooled
you did,
by the McRib.
Yeah.
I've been
You're
to the
not fooled
puppet show.
anymore.
I've seen them strings.
You get why it disappeared.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I don't agree with the raw onion on there.
I
nice
love
onion.
it. I love the raw onion.
Do you really?
I like a bold bite, and the McRib gives it.
But when do you ever put onions with ribs? Is that a common thing?
I would totally do onions and ribs.
But to your point, I know some people would do it, but it's not your...
On a sandwich, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. To some, maybe.
Yeah. And
I'm with you, Bird, yeah.
Sandwich, we got to put that on that Virginia list of
With
words.
chicken
With
and
chicken.
milk and palo.
Fight me for sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah. And somebody else said, yeah, another thing, it just kind of disappeared without people noticing. Do you remember the Gary Conant sex scandal?
No.
It just disappeared. It was the top news story everyone was talking about in early September of 2001. And then on September 11th of 2001, something happened, and it just wiped it right off of the pages. And, I mean, it was the whole Chandra Levy
Yes.
missing person case, and then they found her body a year later. But that was all you would see if you turned on the news on September 10th, 2001. And then September 11th, obviously, we had something else on the news, and gone. So, yeah, it just disappeared. So, interesting stuff. Anything else to add to it? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Okay, so what do you think about a 4-day school week? We dabble with this, going to a 4-day work week where you maybe do flexible hours for 4 days, maybe 10-hour days, and then you get a 3-day weekend. Well, apparently they've been doing this at some schools and maybe even some here in South Florida by some of the texts that I'm getting. This was a study that had been done at Oregon State looking into whether or not switching to a 4-day school week for kids would actually be better than the regular 5-day school week. So kids would be home 3 days a week now. And they say over 1,600 schools in the U.S. actually tried this starting in 2018 and 2019. But the study found that it's not going that great, at least when it comes to some tougher subjects like math. They say that kids' reading skills weren't affected much by switching to the 4-day work week, but the math skills plummeted, especially at schools in big cities.
I can see that because let's say you're learning some hard math and then you take 3 to 4 days off of learning that new style of math.
Okay,
you
yeah.
gotta kind of, it's like
have to be in a
music. You gotta keep
groove.
on grooving it to kind of get it.
Yeah. So I guess that's one thing that they were saying was an issue. Now they're saying that they're not completely writing it off, that a 4-day school week is not going to work, and so let's forget about it. But they are saying that they do need to make some adjustments and try to figure out how they can arrange it so that you don't lose that proficiency in math. So
I think we need more school, honestly. I don't know about taking away days, dog. We need to add a day.
Yeah, I'd like to see work days less, school days more.
yeah.
I want to make sure that kids are learning.
Well, somebody in the chat room was saying that there are some countries that their kids are in school 6 days a week.
Wow.
So could you imagine that?
I'm all for kids learning.
Yeah. But, man, that's crazy. Got a text, and, yeah, one of our KVJ Nationers said, yeah, my daughter's school has always been a 4-day school week, and it works fine.
Look, I'm sure a 4-day school week could work if you get the right system in check, but it's probably going to take a little bit of time to get used to it.
Yeah, she's a 17-year-old that goes to Pompano Beach High, and she said they used to give Friday to the kids as a work day to catch up on their schoolwork. So that's how they would do it, is you would basically take that one day where it's like work on your own and your own pace to kind of absorb and do some exercises based on the thing you got the other 4 days.
That's a trick. That's not 4 days off. That is 4 days off, and then you got to finish your work.
It's almost like a one-day of study hall.
But I don't know if I hate that either, though. That extra day kind of, getting them tools ready, kind of learning it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, for the same reasons why you think it might work for adults doing a 4-day work week, why wouldn't it also do the same as a 4-day work school day week? So I don't know.
Hey, what do I know?
I don't know, yeah, because repetition for them is better.
I agree. For math, you need
for
repetition.
learning like numbers and all the stuff that hurts your brain.
Yeah.
You have to do it a lot and do it consistently.
You just start getting it on Thursday, and then all of a sudden you don't pick up your math until, Monday again. It's gone.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any thoughts? You got any other kids that are trying this out? Would you be cool with that? I think the biggest complaint would be parents trying to figure out daycare issues and what to do with their kid on day 5 of the work week when they have to go in someplace. And then would you trust your kids at home to take care of themselves for a full day, Virginia?
No.
Yeah.
If Rocco just had to chill at home, how would he do?
Yeah, like Rocco has early release today from school, and I am going to race to get there because he cannot be trusted at home by himself.
But you trust Cannon by himself, don't you?
Yeah, but he's much older than Rocco.
Sure.
Cannon's 13, almost 14 now. So.
Gosh, I cannot believe how old he is. He's going to be driving soon.
So, so I wouldn't have a problem. I mean, he's
Rocco will mess with the golfers more than me.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be in World War III.
Yeah. So, interesting thoughts. We'll see if they ever do adapt anything like that. Somebody said that Pompano Beach High, this one mom said it's a high-functioning school. It's hard to get into. So there you go. So I guess these are kids. Maybe it doesn't work for all kids because I can tell you if I got a 3-day weekend back in high school, it would have been pretty.
Those kids want to learn. Yeah, their days off, they're learning.
Dumb kids need 5 days.
Yes. That's what it really.
Yeah.
I could have used 7.
I needed 6.
They need only 4 days because the other 3 days they're learning some other thing on their own.
Yeah, and they're kind of annoying.
They're crushing it.
Yeah, so I guess some schools in South Florida are actually doing that. It's one of the top 20 high schools in the nation. So maybe if you got a high-functioning school, you can do the 4-day work week.
Braggers.
Yeah. If you go to dumbass high, like I would have.
Like me.
Yeah. We need 7 days a week.
I love dumbass high.
Oh, you excel there because you look like a rock star.
Look, if you stick around long enough, you're going to graduate.
Yeah. You take the worst students, you pair them with the worst teachers, and it's all good, right? Well, talking about the concept of the 4-day work week. Apparently, it worked okay for reading, but math, they say, was a problem when they tested it out in 1,600 different schools. So you'd have to figure out something to that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because math sucks. I think we can all agree.
Debbie's on here from Deerfield Beach. You say you work for the school board, and there's one day of the week that if they did do a 4-day school week, they would work better than any other. What do you know about it, Debbie?
I just think Wednesday would be better because from 2 points. Monday's usually the most day off for a holiday, so that would give Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday as, a longer break between actually learning, where if they took off Wednesday, it would be 2 days, a day off, 2 days. And then if Monday's off, it's only 3 days. Plus, on top of that, I think that'll be better for employees because we are limited to the days off that we can do for our personal, like doctor appointments and things like that, where if we had a day in the middle of the week that isn't basically, observed as a holiday, there would be less time taken off for employees.
Okay.
Do you mind if I ask her a quick question?
Go right ahead.
Do you think they're ever going to bring back the turkey tetrazzini with the fresh baked bun for public school systems?
I wish they would.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
They have so much food. It's like, oh my goodness.
Only one thing at a time, though.
Yeah, I hear you.
One thing at a time. Thank you very much for that.
Definitely. Definitely. They need to work on the menu, though, too, though. But I love you guys. I listen to you every morning getting out to where I got to go.
Oh, thank you, Debbie.
Very kind.
Appreciate that. Very nice of you. So, yeah, they got a lot of things they need to fix in schools. They're working on that day by day to make our school systems better. But you know what? The people who run it, they're only human, so they're going to make mistakes. And there is a lot of people texting us about reasons why their teacher got fired. Some pretty entertaining stories.
I wonder if any of them have the same reason why Maya was fired. He was a drunk racist.
Yeah. Yeah. That all happened.
We got to let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said I had a substitute teacher in the 5th grade, and he had a dead fly on his head while he was snorting cocaine in our class.
Oh, my
Wow.
A student then escaped from the class, and he wouldn't let anybody leave the room. He told the principal when they started investigating, they said, yeah, it looks like he had Coke all over his face. They went out to his car and there's a whole bunch in his trunk.
This had to have been the 80s, right?
It feels like it, yeah.
Feels very 80s.
It does.
Man, oh man, a lot of improper relationships with students. That is one of the top answers that we have. Somebody said, yeah, my teacher was fired for passing out drunk in the middle of the floor during class. Wow. They were so bummed that the paramedics were called.
Wow.
And I wonder, did you see it kind of declining throughout the day, or did all of a sudden the alcohol just went
Just out of nowhere.
bam?
You kids are stressing me out.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see that in first period? Is that where she started?
Right around fifth period, they hit the ground.
She gets real weird during fifth period.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of drunk teacher stories. This one said, yeah, had a teacher was fired for standing by his living room window in an open bathrobe while an elementary school bus took a detour past his house. And they're like going, hey, is that Mr. So-and-so? And he's standing there buck naked in the window.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Apparently got back to the school and he got fired.
Wow. Was he doing something else, or was he just
standing there naked? Yeah, apparently. That was enough to get you booted. So, got to close up them bathrobes. Don't stand by your window naked. Somebody else said, yeah, a teacher flashed her breast at a Metallica concert, and somebody got a picture of it and started passing copies of the photo around the school.
Well, that's awesome. Party on. Hell yeah, rock
And said
and
we
roll.
all loved it, yeah.
Why?
And she owned up to it. She's
They
like,
shouldn't take her down for that.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Hey, if she's a great teacher and then she likes to go to a rock concert.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's a victimless crime because Metallica liked it. The people in the crowd probably liked it.
Well, it wasn't as if she went to the school and said, everybody look at my tata. She was,
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, another one said, yeah, a teacher was asked to leave after getting it on with a student who was the daughter of another teacher. She was 18, so it wasn't illegal, but it was definitely frowned upon.
Well, there's got to be some kind of rule there.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we probably need you to leave. There's a teacher that let a student borrow her phone to call their parents. The student then went through her phone and found some nude and revealing photos of her and sent them to friends. The teacher was fired, and I've always felt bad for her. I didn't think that was right.
That is dirty.
Yeah, that is dirty.
Dang, whoever that student is.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
She is a low down dirty bee.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said our home economics teacher demonstrated how to properly breastfeed by using a female student to play the baby, had her sit in her lap and suck on her breast.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Wait, you can't do that?
Where did this happen? How is that not a story?
Can we
man.
recreate that with Suits and Jaybird?
Oh, my gosh. Again, that had to have been the 80s, right?
Wow. Man. Somebody said, I grew up in a small town. When I was in third grade, a gym teacher got arrested for dealing cocaine.
All right.
He was dealing. He wasn't just using.
But
he
the
was
gym
dealing.
teacher, the gym teacher needed to have active team, active players, active activities. The gym teacher.
None of these sound, some of these sound like they're old.
Yeah, probably. And this one sounds very familiar to me. Somebody said, yeah, I had a teacher hit a camera in his gym bag and pointed at the boys' changing room showers. He went to prison.
You had that happen,
Yeah.
and then the teacher left
Got
the school
away with it.
and
It
then
was-
went to
yeah.
another school.
It was a big case that rocked my town. I remember the whole trial and it going on. He was acquitted, and then he was an amazing high school basketball coach. And we had a great team while he was there.
Because he
And
loved the boys.
he was really into the boys. And he went to another school, built up their basketball program, and got busted doing the same thing there.
Oh, but it wasn't me, I swear.
Dang.
How did he get acquitted from the first one?
You know, that's a great question. I guess because they couldn't. They found a camera in the locker, and there was an argument because we had kind of a faulty system where the boys and girls locker room went underneath the court because it was a stage, like a theater stage, and you went down the steps to the locker room.
Okay.
And there was a connecting hallway. And they tried to make it sound like there were some girls that came in from the girls' side and hid the.
It could have been anybody.
It could have been anybody.
Well, did the second school convict?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think he finally,
I
because they
mean-
were like, because they brought that in clearly.
Wait a
okay,
minute.
we know you're acquitted. I know there's double jeopardy, but hey, you were accused of this before. So is someone framing you again?
It just magically seems to happen at every school you teach.
Did you
Yeah.
ever have to take a class or have a moment with this guy?
No, not too often. I didn't have a lot of interaction. He was my PE teacher.
He wasn't interested in you. You weren't an athlete.
Yeah, I was around when they found it.
So at one point, you did have interaction with this guy, though.
Yeah, I had interaction. He was my PE teacher, and I was pretty close by when I think I was either in the locker room or nearby when they found the camera.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. Kevin's little giblets might have been on film. I'm not really sure.
Well, that's why I'm asking. You don't know.
I don't know. I never followed up on that. So yeah. Okay.
Oh, Fat Kevin's McNuggets were filmed.
Not something you'd want to see.
Oh, he wasn't going for Fat Kevin.
Yeah. No, he wasn't.
Oh,
He was going for the basketball.
Yeah.
Take it
team.
back.
He had to edit me out.
I want to give Fat Kevin a hug. Come here, Fat Kevin.
He's like, oh man, I had a great shot of Tom over there until this fat kid walked in the frame.
Fat Kevin said, keep your hug. Can he have an ice cream sundae instead?
I ruined his tape. Got an interesting email here. Is this a problem for a teacher? It says, my son's 7th grade teacher, quote unquote, borrowed his sweater because she was cold. Now, my son is very good looking. Lots of girls like him. His teacher is an attractive 23-year-old female. When I picked him up from school yesterday, I noticed that she took off his sweater and then gave it back to him. Reminded me of a middle school girlfriend wearing her boyfriend's jacket. I thought it was odd and inappropriate and asked my son about it, and he said this teacher just gets cold from time to time, so he lets her borrow his hoodie. Yesterday wasn't that cold, so what the heck is going on? Am I reading too much into this, and should I make a big deal of this or not? Virginia, would that bother you?
I wouldn't make a big deal of it yet because so far it's pretty benign. Mm-hmm. But you have to have a talk with him about this and say, look, you're a really attractive boy, and it's okay if you are doing things with teenage girls your age. But if anything kind of weird happens with this teacher, I want you to be able to come to me and tell me. If she says anything weird, if you feel uncomfortable at all, that would be inappropriate, and that's the kind of thing that we got to keep an open line of communication about.
I think this is pretty inappropriate, to be quite honest with you. You can't be borrowing sweat. In today's day and age, you're borrowing a middle school kid. I mean, I wouldn't do that. She's a young teacher, and I think
she is doing it.
I think you're playing with major fire. It's inappropriate.
Yeah, she probably shouldn't do it because it might send the wrong signal.
It does.
But now, do you go in there and make beef about a sweater? I could not do that.
I think the easiest thing to do would just be talk to your son and say, hey, let's just not loan this sweater anymore. Just say, I'm supposed to not give this out to anybody.
And let's talk about, women in their 20s who are teachers. Sometimes they find themselves in situations where they're attracted to their high school students. Let's have a conversation about that so you know that it's a real thing and that you're not blindsided and not prepared for it if this teacher tries to step it up.
I'm just going to throw this out. You can have the talk with your son as much as you want. That doesn't mean that's going to stop. He may say, okay, Mom, and he still may keep on giving her the sweater.
Sure.
I'm just saying, this is a major red flag, and maybe I'm overreacting to that, but I think I would, as a parent, I'd be, why is she asking for my kid's sweater all the time? This is weird.
Maybe you could gift her a hoodie and say, hey, you can keep this at school so you don't have to ask for my son's, and just kind of leave it at that.
And especially if this is going on more than once, if you're always getting cold, teacher, bring your own sweater to class.
Yeah.
But they don't smell as good as his.
Yeah, I don't know if I would just sweep this under the rug.
Yeah. One comment said, it's benign, but it's 100% inappropriate. So.
Right. And it can be both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just maybe something to keep an eye on, Mom. And like I said, maybe just get her own hoodie and she'll be okay.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, some people got a little duped yesterday by a fake statement that was circulating on social media. And it was a statement that was supposedly written by Chris Rock. And if you looked at it, there was misspellings on it, which, come on, guys. If there's misspellings on a statement, it probably didn't come from Chris Rock.
Yeah, R-A-W-K is not how you spell rock.
I mean, come on. You're so gullible. And then you share it on Facebook. You look dumb. You look really dumb.
What did Chris Rock say?
Well, he immediately, on his fake apology, apologized and said that he crossed a line and it was all this stuff and none of which he said.
Oh, that's so. If you're Chris Rock, you're so annoyed.
You're so annoyed.
Because there's more confusion out there now.
Right, exactly. There was drama yesterday. I guess somebody called the cops because there was drones flying over Will Smith's house.
Are they sure it wasn't UFOs?
Yeah.
Are they sure it wasn't the fake Chris Rock? And this has got to be the funniest take on all of this. So they caught up with your boy O.J. Simpson to ask him his take on everything that's going on. And of course, he's looking to be the voice of reason in all this Will Smith, Chris Rock situation because nobody knows about violence and stopping violence like OJ.
Why do we always run to OJ now when we have social issues? Why is he the guy?
Hey, look, it was unfortunate. I think Will was wrong. I understood the feeling. Now, in my life, I've been through a lot of crap when I was raising 2 young kids, and every comedian in the country had an OJ routine, and don't think I wouldn't want to be slapped a couple of those guys, but you got to accept it's humor. But I don't know. I don't get it.
We know you wanted to slap him, OJ. Maybe do a little more.
Slap him, I would have stabbed him.
The funniest meme I saw yesterday is a picture of Will side by side with a picture of OJ, and on the Will side it says, "Love will make you do crazy things," and on the OJ side it says, "Exactly."
Someone had that too. They go, "Love will make you do crazy things," and then it said every serial killer in prison.
It's just like, okay, that's who we got up with to ask. Side note, Chris Rock's comedy tour is completely sold out. All of his shows are doing amazing. And the thing about it is he's working this into his act. You know, this is going to be good for him in the long run. I mean, it may have sucked in the moment, but how he handled it, how he has been carrying himself afterwards and not saying anything about it, waiting to go on stage in his own arena and venue to comment is the smart way to handle it.
Yeah, TickPick said that we have sold more tickets to see Chris Rock overnight than we did in the past month combined.
There you go.
Over 50% of the sales for his comedy tour have come since the Oscars, and I checked this morning, and tickets are going as high as $708 for his April 14th show at Hard Rock Live.
It wasn't that high.
Well, there's a lot of people that are just because they didn't like what Will Smith did. They may not even have been a Chris Rock fan, and they're supporting Chris Rock because they didn't like what they saw.
And they just want to be in the room to hear what Chris has to say about it.
Well, I think a lot of people are getting that, if you want to hear Chris Rock's response, it's going to come in the form of jokes. In fact, Adam Sandler even shared a promotional image for Chris Rock's upcoming tour, and he captioned it, "Can't wait for this. Love you, buddy." So he's even got his friends promoting his tour. And I kind of heard that Will Smith's PR people are kind of reaching out to Chris Rock's and saying, "Hey, can we maybe do a nice photo and all that kind of stuff?" And Chris Rock's people are like, "No, like, we're not going to do this. I'm not going to do a kiss and makeup photo. I'm going to take it to the stage and I'm going to, make some jokes out of it. And I don't gain anything by this. Will Smith gains everything." It's like, Chris Rock's like, it wasn't a big deal, man.
Well, right now, everyone keeps on sharing the video of Will Smith celebrating after the fact with the award in his hand, not really showing that he gives a crap what just happened.
Yeah.
On a PR level, it's a turnoff.
Yeah, I just wonder what the Academy is going to do. They're talking about their meeting today to figure out how they're going to punish
investigating.
him.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
What are they investigating?
I don't know. We all saw what happened.
I think they're just trying to figure out what their response should be.
Right.
And, they'd issued this big proclamation in 2018 after the Harvey Weinstein stuff about no tolerance for violence. Then it happens. It doesn't seem like a majority of people, I think it was only like 18% in one poll I saw, want to have Will Smith's Oscar revoked. But you got a problem there because I believe Roman Polanski and Harvey Weinstein still have all their Oscars. So Imagine if those guys got to keep their Oscars and you take Will Smith's away for him slapping Chris Rock.
They gave Roman Polanski a standing ovation several times. This is a guy. If you look at what he did, I don't go into details, but it's awful. It's awful.
So you really can't. It's like if you took Will Smith's Oscar away, I don't see that being what they're gonna do.
It's nothing but a big old stink bomb.
Yeah,
all of it.
Yeah,
and it's kind of a joke.
What is a joke?
They're a joke, how they handle stuff like this. And you're just like, whatever, Hollywood. Go scratch.
Yeah, I was actually looking back at if, anybody really ever had an Oscar revoked, and was talking about some people that just didn't show up. And even going back into a long time ago, George C. Scott, when he won an Academy Award for Patton, he wouldn't show up. And then for The Godfather, Marlon Brando, he's like, I'm not showing up. He's like, they called it a meat parade for 2 hours, and that's when it was 2 hours.
Oof.
And they're like, no, it's the commercial part of it. We're in for the art, and we're not showing up. So there have been some actors that have hated the Academy Awards for a long time too.
And finally here, the Foo Fighters made the announcement they will be canceling all of their upcoming tour dates following the death of their beloved drummer, Taylor Hawkins. They released a statement saying, look, we just have to take time to grieve, pull our loved ones close. Yeah. This is not the time to worry about a concert.
No, and they shouldn't, and good for them for taking the time off, because that would be devastating. I mean, do you really want to go on tour? I get why you wouldn't want to go on tour. That'd be very, very difficult to do.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they're just showing that, hey, it's not about money. It's not about us keeping the business going. It's time for us to appreciate each other as a family and hug each other and be close.
Well, that's a band I really feel like legit loved each other.
Right.
I mean, I especially Dave Grohl and him.
Taylor Hawkins,
it reminded me of me and Denny's, that kind of friendship. I mean, that would be rough.
Yeah, no, it is going to be tough. Like I had said the other day, I think he's going to take this loss a lot harder than he did the Kurt Cobain, because I don't know that they were necessarily close. They were just in a band together.
Sure.
But this one's going to really hit Dave Grohl. And the band had amazing momentum. They just released the album. They were playing a lot of dates, had a tour going on. They had a Florida date in Daytona Beach coming up.
That's just
They're playing the Grammys coming up, or were going to be playing the Grammys coming up. I assume they've pulled themselves out of that.
Some people looked at Foo Fighters as really kind of one of the last standing rock and roll bands out there that's still putting out,
still grinding,
making it happen.
Yeah. So I guess the question for any Foo Fighters fan is, how long will this hiatus be?
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay, got some celebrity birthdays here today. Few to mention. A happy birthday to Celine Dion, former Palm Beach County resident, who's 54 today. Hope she's doing well wherever she might be.
I like she's goofy, and I love that.
Yeah,
I love her.
Take herself too seriously.
Super likable.
Yeah, I like her personality.
Super down to earth too. When you meet her, she's like, "Hey, how are you? It's so nice to meet you."
Yeah.
She was so cool when we met her.
She turned into the water boy?
No, she is French. She's French Canadian.
Ian Ziering, formerly of 90210 and Sharknado, is 58 today. MC Hammer, can't touch this, 60 years old. And old slow hand Eric Clapton is 77. They now call him Slower Hand.
Suing people who try to sell his CDs on eBay.
Yes, he's had an interesting year, hasn't he?
Yes.
So. Also got a birthday shout out to Marina. Happy sweet 16. So proud of the beautiful young woman you become. That is from Jamie. Also, would you wish Michael Madsen happy birthday? For me and our daughter Brooklyn. Christine sent that in. Happy birthday to Mia. Love always, Mommy, Daddy, and Ava. Also, we got a birthday shout out. Mateo's 13th birthday. His parties got canceled last couple years because of COVID, and we're stoked to be partying and celebrating him again from Mama, Papa, and his brother Alexander.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there you go. Happy birthday to everybody. If you got a birthday you'd like to get on the KVJ Show, just let us know. Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com.
World Record Wednesday, gotta give your best. World Record Wednesday, we're chasing greatness today.
All right, here we go. For today's World Record Wednesday attempt, Jaybird is going to be trying to break the time For matching 10 pairs of shoes blindfolded, the record is 35.89 seconds, less than 36 seconds, where they had a table full of 10 pairs of shoes all scrambled up. And by feel, the person was grabbing them and matching them up. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing here with Jaybird. So he's trying to get it under the 36 seconds. So, normally what we'll do is we'll either halves or we'll double what is going on here. So, Virginia, let's say, I don't know, minute 10 would be KVJ respectable. If he could do that, he really needs to stay under that mark. I would say that's probably the over-under is 110.
Yeah, I think he can do that.
On this.
Now, I practiced this a little bit. It's very hard.
Okay.
This is very, very tough.
Okay.
Because you have to match everything completely. So you're giving me 110, and after 110, we'll look at what I've done and see how good I did.
Yeah.
Love it.
110 is what you're going to get. Suits, do you think Jaybird's going to go over or under 1 minute and 10 seconds? Suits is saying over.
Well, so I'm kind of confused because so I have 110 to get it done, or are you going to give me 110 to match?
110 to get it done. Yeah.
Okay.
110 to get it done. So we're going to stop at that because, otherwise it could be a guy on the radio sorting shoes for 5 minutes. So we'll do 110. It's drop dead at 10. You got 36 seconds to break it. So that is the question here. Can he do it in 1 minute and 10 seconds? So that's what we're trying to figure out here.
How many pairs of shoes you think I'll get that I'll actually match?
I think he'll do all of them.
Really? This is not that easy.
Virginia's really buying into this. She thinks you got this.
Really? All right. Well, thanks, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to see how many he can do. Can he do all of them here? So there's 10 pairs of shoes that he has to try to match blindfolded. We'll give him a minute 10 total to get this done to see if he can do it in that amount of time. Okay, and then we'll see how many pairs of shoes. So you think it's just going to be done in a minute 10, Virginia?
I do. I think by touch, I don't think it's going to be that hard.
How many pairs do you think he'll have matched by the world record mark of 36?
Half.
Okay, you think he'll be halfway?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You think that he'll be 5? Okay. 5 in at 36 seconds. So we'll keep track on those two things. You have a full 1 minute and 10 seconds, Jaybird, to go on ahead and try to get this done.
All right.
Okay.
Gotta feel and peel, baby.
Feel and peel. Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. On your mark, get set, and go. Okay. Jaybird is fumbling around. He's already matched his first pair of shoes. He found some boots, and he's got that. So he is 1 in right now. Now, the problem is keeping these shoes on the table when he is done, because he's just knocked the boots off the table. So now they're
matched.
they're on the floor.
They're matched, though.
Okay. All right. So now he has got a crock in his hand. He's trying to find the other crock, and he's feeling around. He's not having any luck with this. He's at 40 seconds left.
Geez. Where's that crock
Okay,
at?
he's so far. He's
All right.
what matched? Okay, he's got 2 pairs matched. Now he got
3,
the
I
Crocs. Is that 3? Okay. Did he knock the other ones off the table, Virginia?
He put him on a chair.
Okay. All right. So he is now he's going for another one. So we'll give him credit for 3. He's got 19 seconds left. Okay. More shoes have fallen on the floor. All right. He's grabbed another pair that he thinks are matched, though they're not matched. He's at 10 seconds left. Okay. He's got he's mismatched the same pair twice. He's at 2, 1, and 0, and done. Time is up. Okay.
How'd I do?
I think we have, how many pairs do we have credited for matching? You got 3 pairs in a minute 10. The record was 10 seconds and 36.
Damn, that is a very hard, kids.
Yeah,
kids, it's hard.
It is,
but don't
okay.
give up. Don't read the comments. Don't listen to the hate.
Okay. You thought that was particularly difficult, that one, huh?
If Virginia thinks that is that easy, I would love to see her try it and to see if she can beat 3 on matching in a minute.
Do you think you could do 3 in a minute, Virginia?
I'll try.
Oh, that's no fun.
okay.
That's no
I think I could.
Okay. So you think that was a lot harder than what it looked like? Because the kid breezed through it in the video. Of course, he's, I assume, accomplished and studied, and he's gone through that.
Onto the drawing board.
Onto the drawing board, huh?
So many shoes.
Yeah. That is a lot. And then that's the challenge, too, is because they kind of get in the way. All right, so there we go. Jaybird got 3 pairs in a minute 10, 7 short of the world record mark, and doubled the time. So as he said, back to the drawing board on that one. Makeup or breakup here? What do you think? Should they stay in this relationship or they need to get the heck out? This one says, makeup or breakup? He loves baseball more than me. Says, I've been with my boyfriend for 7 years. We met in college. He played baseball at the time. And it wasn't that big of a sacrifice when he's in college because, the away trips were pretty short. He's back with me at school. Then he left school early when he got drafted and wound up in a relatively small town away from me. So I moved for him. Then I moved again, and then I moved again. And now he has been in professional baseball for 5 years and is now back in spring training for his 6th. I'm happy that he's pursuing his career, but honestly, I want more. He promised last year was his last, but then he was told by a coach that he has a really good shot of making the big leagues this year. Up until now, he's been with relatively small market teams and has not been making much money. I'm just tired of the struggle and his travel. I'm resentful that we are back here for spring training when he told me that he was done with baseball. He said it's all about him making it to his dream, but I don't know if I have any more left in me. Has anyone else been with a minor league ball player that wouldn't give up their childhood dream to make a life with the person they love? I mean, when do I say when?
Well, this is a different situation because if it's true and someone's saying from the organization,
a coach,
this is legit a chance of you making the major leagues. So what, you're going to piss it all away now, right when you get to the end?
No.
Look, this stuff is hard to get into. You need somebody that realizes that. And you guys, and I'm not saying she's the villain, and I'm not saying he's the villain. Y'all just got different goals in life.
Well, I mean, my one question, I wonder if he would be open to this because, look, I think at the end of spring training, they kind of delve out assignments for the most part, right? And you kind of know about where you're going to land. And if he's landing in the same small market town again, and it looks like, okay, another year of going back there and the same deal, then look, it didn't happen, and you give it up now.
Every situation's different, and if someone's telling him now on the front end, we believe in your talents, we think you have a shot at making the major leagues, just because he doesn't make the majors this year at the beginning of spring training, if they still have interest in him, and it could be this year or even the beginning of next year, and that's a viable, legit goal, you need to stick that out.
Yeah, you kind of are coming off like a B. A coach is telling him he's got a shot of the big leagues, and you're like, no, I'm tired of moving.
And that's why...
you sound ridiculous.
And for that reason, that's why a lot of people stay single or have a tough time being in a relationship, because you never know. And if there's that one small shot to get there, you got to take it. I mean, Eminem said it best, Kevin.
You only get one shot. Yeah, they got one shot. And
you need to be with someone who understands the whole thing.
It sounded like last year he said, look, if I don't make it, this year, then I'm done with baseball. I'll get a job. We'll get settled down in a town that you want to live in and all that good stuff. And then here he is back in spring training,
but he's got a shot.
He's been told.
There's a light. Yeah. There's something to be excited about. The coach didn't say, sorry, kid, it's over for you. The coach said, you have a shot of making it in the big league.
Well, look, some people don't make it till they're in their 30s, and all it takes is that one good year. Right. You're going to be making more money than you're making now. Well, it's patience. It's all about patience. Yeah. And the person, your partner that you're going to be with, they have to understand that. If not, y'all are never going to make it.
Yeah, I think you're frustrated. You probably had a little bit of wine when you wrote this email, and I would say, hey, you've given a lot of time to this individual, and you got to understand that they're passionate about it. And maybe he does love baseball more than you, but it sounds like you do care for him.
No, the fact that you're even this is a breakup for me, by the way, because you're throwing guilt in there. No.
So you're done.
You're almost gaslighting. I know that's the buzz term everyone uses. You're kind of making this about that it's all his fault. No, you knew what you were getting yourself into on this thing.
Sure.
Because you're now not comfortable with what you signed on for. Now you're going to tell him you can't change. And this would be reverse the genders or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You knew what you were getting yourself into, and he's so close. Oh, you're right about to taste your dream. Pull out now.
What do you think, Virginia?
Yeah, this girl's insane. I think it's a breakup.
It's a breakup. 110% for me.
I think he has to break up with her, though. She has no right to break up with him.
That's what I'm talking about.
She is not realizing that this could be his big moment. A coach is giving him promise for the future to make major money. And
he's at least told her that. I assume she probably wasn't with the coach when he said it.
I mean, I'm assuming we have to take everybody that emails us at face value.
You think he's lying and the coach didn't really say that? Oh, damn.
I mean, it is a possibility if she's really, laying on him saying, hey, I'm not digging this small town baseball life. And he's like, oh, don't worry. A coach told me I'm going to make the bigs this year. If
you're not digging it, don't dig it. That's the great thing about being young, like they both are. You can go dig something else.
And, RJ has a good point in the chat room, too. Hey, even when they make the pros, it's still tough because they're going to be traveling a lot while they're in the pros. And, I don't have a lot of major league friends, but the situations I've known, I know it was tough on a lot of families, and I don't know if one of them had actually left unscathed because there are ladies that are attracted to baseball players, and they've got worlds of opportunity and time when they're in other cities. So, it's tough life.
Jen T in the chat room, touchy subject for the bird. You're damn right it is.
Yeah,
you're damn right.
Oh, the bird knows all about those dugout lizards.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just know about if you really want to chase a dream, it's nobody gets it all. It's hard to get.
It is.
It's hard to get it all, and you got to be with somebody that kind of gets that.
Yeah, I would encourage her to be more patient and try to work this thing through. So, I think you had a bad night. This makeup or breakup email says, would you still go on a date with this smoking hot girl? Said I was having lunch at Delray Market this week, and I sat down in this kind of communal space to eat. As soon as I looked up, I couldn't help but notice this extremely hot Latina sitting within 3 feet of me. She notices me checking her out and asks me about my food, and it starts a conversation that lasts for 90 minutes.
Wow.
It ends with her telling me that she wants to make dinner for me this coming Friday at her place. She puts her number and address in her phone, and I'm thinking, okay, I've met my future wife. Well, then as she gets up to walk away, I'm not surprised to see the whole body is a masterpiece, but as I work my way down, I catch a glimpse of what looks like an ankle monitor around her foot.
Oh.
As soon as it clicks what I saw, she's out the door and out of view. And now I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, you have to get a pretty serious charge to get one of those things, right? Is she only inviting me over because she can't really go out? And am I her only option? Is it a bad idea to keep this date? Do I need to break it off with my future wife even before our first date?
Simmer down, okay? Let this play out. Go to her house on Friday.
Yeah.
Let her make you dinner, and let's see what happens. Why are you always moving so fast in your head?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, maybe you did or didn't see an ankle monitor, but I mean, you at least want the story, and you're going to get an impressive story from a very hot lady.
So he doesn't know if it is or not? Is that
he caught a glimpse of it, and he's like, wait, is that an ankle monitor? And he seemed pretty sure, but then as he tried to really make it click, she was, boom, gone.
Look, Latina women are spicy. Somebody could have done her wrong. She could have retaliated, and now she's, got an ankle monitor. I don't think you judge her for the ankle monitor until you figure out what it's there for.
Am I the only one that's weird? That I would bring it up to her. I go, did I see? I would try to do it in a jokey way.
You'll probably notice it when you go over for dinner. That'll be the first thing you're actually not going to look at the rest of her. You probably look right first to that ankle monitor.
I'm bringing it up, man.
Hopefully she'll bring it up. I think she'll bring it up.
Yeah, I think definitely you need to go out to make this dinner happen, right? Don't back out of this now.
Definitely.
Okay. All right, yeah, I think it's the way to go.
Ankle monitors aren't forever.
You're right.
Neither is love.
And this email, makeup or breakup, does my love of alone time actually mean I want to be single? I've been with my boyfriend for almost 2 years. I was single for 4 years before we met, and I was cool with it. But my boyfriend came along, and he was amazing. It was also nice to have somebody to attend functions with where being a couple makes it an easier event. The whole time we've dated, I have never really committed to spend a whole weekend with my boyfriend, though, and he just called me out on it. He asked me why we can't spend a Friday and Saturday together, and I thought it was weird. I never really wanted to spend a whole weekend with him. I said, look, it's not you, it's me, which then sounded awkward, and he now thinks I want to break up. I really don't think I do. I really do love him as a person, and I love all the time I do spend with him. I just don't want to spend any more than 50% of my time with him. Does anyone else feel this way? Am I being selfish for not giving a serious boyfriend more of my time? Is it time to end it or just continue on as before?
See, I think everyone is built differently, and I think we live in a society where if you don't do the norm, you're considered a jerk. There are some people that can't be with somebody all the time, and I understand that. Maybe that's how they get through their life, and it doesn't necessarily mean you don't love somebody or you don't want to be with them. That just might be how you're built, and I think you have to communicate that with somebody. It's kind of like when you can't sleep in the same bed with somebody if you have sleep issues. It's not because you don't want to sleep with that person. There might be mental issues or just reasons why you need to kind of regroup so you're at your best when you see them.
Right. It seems like she likes the guy. Everything's all good. This is just all she has to give.
I don't think we're supposed to be with people all the time.
Sometimes it's nice to be away from people completely and just be alone and recharge and be with your thoughts.
See, I think I'm that kind of person where I need some alone time for myself. If not, everything else kind of falls apart. And some people are just built that way. And it's not because they don't want to be around you. They may be saying, look, I know I'm in a terrible mental state right now. I'm not going to be fun to be around. Let me kind of regroup. And if you are like that, I think it's good to let people know you're like that so they don't get confused.
Right. I think it's a good thing just to be honest with him like you have. I don't think you need to break up or anything like that, and just see if he's okay with that. And if he is, be like, okay, I'll work it out. The other 50%, I'll be with my other girl.
I think that a lot. When I'm parenting, I think that a lot. I need some alone time.
Yeah.
Everybody needs alone time. These couples that are attached by the ass. Everything they do. I mean, hey, can you pass me the knife? Yeah, baby. They're always together. Always. Okay. And they're not that happy.
Okay. A little heads up on the ankle monitors, just to let you know. You can get an ankle monitor for almost anything.
There you go.
Miami texted in, said the fact that she was out and could meet this guy at a bar means the restrictions aren't too bad, probably petty theft or something. And from the 305, somebody said, yeah, ankle monitors are now put on immigrants. So who knows?
Oh, she's looking for a green card. And you're just the man to give it to her. If she's as hot as you say,
you're right.
I mean, come on. What's a little marriage between two people?
Dinner on Friday, marriage on Saturday?
Yeah, let's go.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
I don't know if you saw the announcement yesterday on social media. Alec Baldwin's wife had been taking a break from social media for a little while, but she returned yesterday to social media to share.
Why did she take a break?
It's been a little dramatic. I don't know if you heard, but her husband shot somebody, and it's been a little drama.
Yeah.
So yesterday they shared a really sweet video, and it's them and it's all their kids, and they're all just kind of hugging and having a loving moment with each other. It's a kind of a long video though. And then I'm like, what is this for? Oh, they just announced they are expecting their 7th child. And I thought it was so funny what she wrote. Another Baldwinito is coming this fall.
Oh, boy. Baldwinito.
Baldwinito.
Okay.
Well, she's the one that's fake Spanish. Like, she's not Hispanic.
At
but
all?
She loves the culture, and she's adopted it. No, not a lick.
There's none.
Not a ounce of Hispanic bloodline. But, yes, she loves it, and she is the one that is in that video going, how you say, a cucumber?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
It's like she barely has the English down.
Her name was Hillary, and she grew up in Connecticut, and she went to private school, so or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's so funny. A Baldwinito is coming, another one.
I mean, if I was anybody with the ball, I would be off of social media completely. Don't they got bigger fish to fry right now?
They have such bigger fish to fry. There is so much going on.
Everyone's they gotta go on social media, Kev. They gotta tell you.
She needs it. She can't live without it.
I see your girl Tegan's making her way. She's creeping back in.
Tegan looks good.
Dude, she's creeping her way back in.
Have you seen a video of Tegan?
I have not.
From
Virginia.
the night of the Oscars.
Yeah.
They put up a picture of her walking down the hall, and damn, girl got that body snatched.
That's what she stayed off social media and actually went to the gym and stuff.
She looks
great.
great.
What you're saying?
She stopped making them cooking videos and got in the gym.
Okay.
She looks amazing.
Okay, good for her.
In other news, it looks like Top Gun Maverick is coming at you, Jay Bart. Are you excited?
Look, I was excited. I mean, I was excited for a good 4 years. Tom Cruise is giving me some blue nards. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited for if we do the KVJ Tom Cruise cruise. That I'm excited about. I'd love to mix it up with the good people, get on a boat, have some fun.
Make some bad decisions.
At this point, I think the movie might fall a little short for me.
Let's hear the announcement. Does the announcement fall short?
It's a trailer, and you know how well these do on the air.
Yeah, I don't know that it's going to work too well, but we can try a little bit of it.
All right.
Punch when you feel like you need to, Kevin.
Okay.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Everyone here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell. Let me be perfectly blunt. You are not my first choice. You are here at the request of Admiral Kazansky, a.k.a. Iceman.
What the hell? Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
We're going into combat on a level no living pilot's ever seen. Not even him.
You think up there you're dead. Believe me.
My dad believed in you. I'm not going to make the same mistake.
Have any fun.
It's a lot of excitement. Okay, there you go.
I'm going to throw, I don't know if this is, do you think there's any way that somebody related to Goose is somehow involved in this? Goose's god kid or Goose?
Absolutely.
Well,
In
you just
fact-
said my dad believed in you.
Yeah, they've got, what's his name? Teller, that kid. He's playing Goose's son. And so that's the whole thing where he's blaming Maverick for his dad's death. And so that's going to be the dynamic of this movie is Tom Cruise now working with Goose's son.
How old would Goose's son be? I'm trying to figure that out. Goose died in 86.
I mean, technically,
Stop trying to do the math. It's a
technically
movie.
this movie came out, I think, 36 years ago. And so, yeah, Goose's son would be middle-aged.
Okay, I'm just trying. It's kind of like Michael Myers in Halloween, but he's 79,
But I will,
guys.
in defense, I will say with Tom Cruise, they showed a photo of him from 86, and the way he looks in this movie, you could believe it would be 15, 20 years.
Oh, no one's denying that
Yeah,
Tom
not
Cruise looks
36.
great and that he's not part alien. No one's not at all.
He's shaved 20 to 25 years off his appearance somehow. I don't know how, but he looks 25 years younger
I
than
can
what
tell
he
you
is.
how.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably had some work. He's probably had the best work money can buy where you look at it and go,
It's amazing.
damn, I can't even tell you had work. But
Yeah.
we know you had work because
Yeah.
you still look 28.
Do you still have the passion level of a Tom Cruise cruise?
I think it's going to be good, and it's we got a date, and it was the pandemic that kept derailing
It was,
So
it was.
you know, it's not like Tom Cruise or Top Gun's fault. So the movie's now slated for May 27th. I would assume it's going to be coming out. No more pushing back.
I mean, it's my birthday month.
May would be a nice time to do the Tom Cruise cruise.
I'm breaking out my pleather jacket just in time for the summer.
Okay.
Pleather on a boat goes so well.
Oh, you know I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
So there you go. We have a date. We're going to start planning now. The Tom Cruise cruise needs to return.
I love it.
People fighting online, losing their minds. So we read the crazy crap they write and have a fun time. Well, get ready for this week's digital drama.
Well, everybody's been talking about it, so you can assume it's going to find itself on social media. And of course, people are going to fight about what happened at the Academy Awards the other night when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. And just kind of showing you how Americans think about this, you can see where the divide is kind of close. They did this recent nationwide poll. 2 in 3 Americans think Will Smith should actually be charged for slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. 62% somewhat felt that the actor had good reason for slapping Chris. So you can see, okay, well, 2/3 want him arrested. 62% like, he had a good reason, though. 76% even felt that Chris making fun of Jada Pinkett Smith was inappropriate.
And somehow it's sort of turned political. It really
It has.
What?
It's
crazy.
turned political. No, it really has turned
How?
political. I don't even want to go into the details, but believe me, it's people are using it to.
Yeah,
it's
it
crazy.
has. It seems like one party's picked up one side of the argument, one party's picked up another, which has kind of happened. And then there's 30% of people that strongly believe that the whole thing was staged. So that's kind of where the numbers fall on this. So you can see with everybody with strong opinions about what happened that night are going to be fighting on Facebook.
And I'm moving to the woods.
Hopefully the staged constituency has stopped. It's not staged, right?
30% would disagree with you.
yeah.
But
It's not
30%.
staged.
But 30% also think the Earth is flat. So I mean, I'm just saying, dog. Everyone's got opinions.
The Earth is flat.
So emotions are bubbling over on social media, and we're going to be giving you what happened in this one script sent to us at mail@kvjshow.com. I'm going to play the role of Jillian in this. Virginia, you can be Andrea. Bird, you'll be Rhett. And Danny's, you get to kick us off with Lucas, who put the post up in the first place.
Oh, the
Look at this.
star.
Our own Tom Cruise. Get him, Maverick.
Great. All right, here comes Lucas. So I'll block anyone on my feed who is defending Will Smith's actions at the Academy Awards. You condone violence, and that makes you a terrible human. Violence is never the answer.
Will Smith is a hero for defending his wife. You treat your wife like crap, Lucas, so it makes sense that you defend Chris Rock. Block me. I don't care, dude.
People are sick of comedians saying horrific things and then hiding under the umbrella of comedy. Chris Rock is a bully and is the wrong one in this situation. Anyone defending him doesn't support women. Hashtag I stand with Will.
Here comes Rhett. We are living in a time of neutered snowflakes. Our country once had balls. The people on this thread need to grow a pair. Good God, when did we get so soft?
So what are you saying, Rhett? I'm confused. Who are you calling snowflakes? Team Will Smith or Team Chris Rock? Which side are you standing with?
I stand with team who gives a My comment was pretty clear. I think both sides suck. Millionaires fighting with millionaires, and that's all the country can talk about.
Yeah.
Sad state of affairs we are in.
Yeah.
So I see Rhett wants to be blocked just like Jillian. Done. I no longer want to see that clown on my feed. He's blocked.
I'm also going to play the role of Dara here.
Good. I'm glad you blocked that Rhett guy. What a douche.
Yeah. I know, right? He was toxic. Well, he's gone now. Glad he's blocked.
Still haven't blocked me, dumbass. Have you always been this smart, snowflake? Some of you could use a Will Smith smack attack. Shake my damn head.
I guess Red was finally blocked after the screenshots were sent in.
It takes a minute to figure out how to block somebody.
Like, how do I do this?
Oh, wait a minute.
And then you're frantically trying to make your point and you can't.
You got to call a teen into the room. How do I do this?
How are they still talking trash to you? I thought I blocked them.
Yeah. Well, people still fighting about stuff going on airplanes. Everything going on. I saw right now they're still fighting about the mask mandates that are going on. Florida's one of these states that are suing about that. But if it's not masks or if it's not drunks, then it's babies. And apparently Billy has got a very unpopular opinion about babies. He doesn't think they should be allowed on airplanes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
Yeah.
Put them in the cargo hold?
Yeah. I'll play the role of Billy here. We've got Virginia playing the role of Laura. Bird, you can be Dana, and Denny's, you'll be Wayne. Okay.
Babies should not be allowed on planes. That's the end of the story. I paid a lot of money for my plane ticket. I don't need to hear your screaming brat the entire trip. Sorry, not sorry.
Whoa, not a good take on the situation, Billy. I'd delete your post, or at least edit it a bit. There's a lot of mothers on this thread, and I'm sure she doesn't want to hear about your hatred for babies.
I never once said anything about hating babies. I said babies don't belong on airplanes, which they don't. Nobody has the balls to say it because they're afraid of being canceled. Well, guess what? Billy's not afraid. Try and cancel my ass, and we'll see what happens.
Are you okay, Billy? Do you need a hug? You seem a little mentally distraught right now. For a guy who says he doesn't hate babies, you sure sound like you hate babies.
I agree with Billy. Keep your crying babies at home. Babies hate flying anyway. Bringing a baby on an airplane is borderline child abuse, in my opinion. Just because you're a mom, it doesn't mean you're an expert on babies.
You sound like an idiot, Dana. It's not child abuse to bring a baby on a plane. Sounds like you're smoking crack with reasoning like that.
What?
I don't get why there's so much hate for babies on this thread.
Yeah, I agree with Laura. It's a pretty disgusting thread. People who talk trash about babies have a nice warm place in hell.
Yeah.
Have fun now, because you all are going to a bad place in the afterlife.
Babies are annoying, and there's no such thing as the afterlife, Wayne. Grow up, dude. Billy's right about babies. They don't belong on planes.
The only babies I see are the ones on this thread bitching about my opinion.
Oh.
Some of you are so oversensitive
being bitches. Shouldn't be raising kids anyway. It's just facts. It's not all babies. They're not all awesome. Some of them actually do really suck. Then they grow up, and you know what? They become sucky humans. Deal with it.
Damn.
Truth. Billy does hate babies. Let's make no mistake.
Billy absolutely hates babies.
Yes, he does hate babies.
At least Kevin brought it to life that he does.
Yeah.
Be honest, Billy.
I wanted to let you know. There you go. Well, thank you very much for sending that in to us. Always entertaining stuff going on. I know, Virginia, you'd sent me one about a bike fight that happened in your neighborhood. We'll try to get to that coming up maybe next week.
Somebody got clocked in the face, and this is from my next door. Like, it happened like feet from my house.
But you know what I noticed on the thread, though? Bikers' rights and annoying bikers, it gets very contentious. Some people,
it does. You're either team biker or team get out of the road.
Yeah, there's a bike fight we'll get to next week. So if you see a great thread like that, just send it to us, mail@kvjshow.com. All right, let's see here if Gen X can make up some lost ground. They're trailing 8 behind Gen Z and the Millennials, who are tied with 21 points each in our battle of the generations.
Them old people, though, making that comeback.
Let's hope. Let's see if you can do it today, or will you fall further behind? Bird has got it in his hands. He's also got his partner, Todd, from Wellington, is going to be repping Gen X today. Hello, Todd.
How you guys doing?
Todd, we trust, yes.
Fantastic.
Old people unite.
Mm-hmm. And then for the millennials, going to be partnering up with Denny's. It is Kevin in Boynton Beach. Hello, Kevin.
Good morning. How we doing?
Good. All right.
I got a Kevin on my team.
I know.
You always have a Kevin on your team.
That's
You're
right.
in the
You
middle
do.
of a Kevin sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the cream filling.
Kevin's really all the best.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Battle of the Generations. We're going to start off with Kevin in Boynton Beach. First question goes to you. If you can get it by yourself within 3 seconds, you get 2 points. If you need help from your partner Denny's here in studio and he gets it right, you'll get 1. Okay, your question here, Kevin. It is a spelling question. Spell the name of the musical artist SZA. SZA. How do you spell SZA, the artist?
SIZZA.
SIZZA. That is incorrect. All right, Denny's, you save a point.
SZA?
That is correct, yes. SZA.
Okay.
SZA. SZA.
Kind of like the Wu-Tang Clan. You got RZA.
Okay.
Now you're just showing off, Denny.
He is.
We know you're cool.
It's grandstanding.
I mean,
Yeah, you grandstanding bitch.
You can't get one right around here.
No,
Get ridiculed for knowing stuff.
Yeah. Okay, this one is for Todd. You get this by yourself within 3 seconds. You get 2 points. Your question here, Todd, for Gen X and Battle of the Generations. Olivia Rodrigo is the youngest person to top the Billboard Top 100 with which song?
Driver's license.
That is correct.
Oh, good for you.
There you go, Todd, getting a
Don't worry,
two-banger
Gifford,
there.
we got this.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. You rock it, Todd.
Okay. All right, here we go. Back to Kevin in Boynton Beach and the Millennials. Your question, Kevin. Which massive TikTok influencer starred in a Netflix original movie called He's All That?
He's all that. No idea.
Time is
No
up.
clue.
Denny's?
Sorry,
Denny's?
Oh, man. Big
save a
TikToker,
point.
huh?
Yeah. Massive.
I don't know. TikTok Tommy.
Tic Tac Tommy. Dang, he's good. He's good.
That's all I can think of.
Yeah. Actually, the correct answer is Addison Rae.
Oh.
Addison Rae. Okay. Nothing there for the millennials.
Oh, do we follow her on Facebook?
I don't know if she's on Facebook.
All right, never mind. Stop asking dumb questions, Bird.
Never stopped you before.
He's not going to stop, by the way.
Why stop now?
Yeah. You got a lot of nerve, lady. You asking some pretty dumb questions.
Okay, back to our Gen Xers here. Let's see what Todd can do with this. All right, tell me, Todd, what celebrity lost several endorsements for cyberbullying Courtney Stodden?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay, Denny's.
Is it for me? Is it?
Oh, wait. Well, no, Jaybird. Sorry,
Oh,
Jaybird.
what was the question?
What celebrity lost several endorsements for cyberbullying Courtney Stodden?
That would be Chrissy Teigen.
That is correct.
Oh!
That is correct,
Team old
Bird.
people.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang. Okay. It is a 3-1 lead here for Gen X now.
Get cocoon up in here.
You are back.
Wow. This is big. Okay, Kevin, you definitely need the points on this one. Going back to our millennials here in the Battle of the Generations. All right, here you go, Kevin. Your question. Sean Parker founded what computer file sharing service?
Oh, way above my pay grade.
Okay, all right.
Dropbox?
Then he's going to give it a shot with Dropbox. That is incorrect. It was a file sharing service known as Napster. In fact, they did a whole movie, and Sean Parker was that who Justin Timberlake played in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was the Napster dude.
Okay, yeah. So that's who that was. Okay. All right, Todd, if you can get 1 point here at all for Gen X between you and Bird, you're going to walk away with a win over the millennials here today. All right, here we go. Here is your question. Okay. What deadly game show became the most watched Netflix program of 2021, Todd?
Squid Game?
I got that at the buzzer. Suits,
I
is
mean,
that going to count?
I think it was in the buzzer.
Suits said that was in the buzzer. We heard
Yeah.
Squid Game. That is correct for 2 points.
Todd
Gets it, and look at that. It is a 5-1 win. And boy,
they're back.
Gen X,
Wow.
a much-needed win there.
Todd with the bod. Let's get on.
Dang, okay. Gen X climbs to 14 wins, trailing behind Gen Z and Millennials at 21 apiece. All right, thank you very much, Kevin, for playing for the Millennials, and you for the win, Todd, with Gen X. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Okay.
You too.
Great fun.
There you go. It's a much-needed win there, Bird. Congratulations.
Feels good.
Yeah, having a big old day here.
World War Run is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say big day. I mean, he's having a medium day.
I beat myself up. I don't need the witch. I don't need your side comments. Keep my name out your mouth.
When you have a big day, I'll tell you, you had a big day.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, I saw a little update on that terrible, tragic story from over the weekend of the 14-year-old that fell to his death on the Orlando Freefall ride, the 430-foot tall ride.
Yes, terrible story.
That had happened. It plummets down at speeds of 75 miles per hour, and then when they locked in the magnetic brakes, he came out of his seat, and now they, I guess, have done enough research to realize that he was actually in his seat strapped in. So they're saying that according to the accident report of 14-year-old Tyrese Sampson, is that he came out when the magnets engaged and that he was wearing his safety harness and it was still in a down and locked position when the ride stopped.
So what happened then?
That's, I don't know.
And then who's at fault? If they're saying clearly something went wrong up there.
The only thing that, I can figure out, so it doesn't maybe appear that there's any negligence on the ride operator, if I'm understanding that correctly. The one thing that is coming out, though, according to his cousin, is that he was turned away from 2 other rides at the park because of his size. And, he was a football player, and so he was a very big 14-year-old. So they said that maybe he shouldn't have been allowed on the ride in the first place, but they're still looking further into the investigation, trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Well, there's probably so many different kind of details they have to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. Let's clear the person that allowed him to get on. The operator. Were they at fault?
Mm-hmm.
What a mess.
Yeah, it really is. So there's still more they need to do on that. Well, it looks like we got one more weekend of spring break going on, and I was surprised to see Miami Beach. They lifted their curfew. They're like, all right, go ahead and shoot each other. So I guess that's...
the pressure from the bars and restaurants may have broken them.
Maybe, I don't know. So apparently, at least as of right now, there is going to be no curfew on Miami Beach this weekend. But one thing you have to look out for, because the other terrible spring break story we had was the OD case that happened in Wilton Manors.
Yes.
And I don't know if that was blamed to fentanyl or this new drug they say is 20 to 100 times stronger than fentanyl.
What?
Yeah, it is referred to ISO, I guess, ISO. It's isotanetazine. And they say that spring breakers in Florida here have been getting it, and it's leading to not only the overdoses, but the secondhand overdoses. Remember that a majority of the people in the Wilton Manors situation, they were giving CPR to the two guys that had overdosed.
And they got sick.
Just by giving them CPR.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how strong this stuff is. Just 1 grain of it.
That is messed up.
And imagine this new one is 20 to 100 times stronger than fentanyl.
Are they just trying to kill people? Is it like, okay, we got to get this out there so a bunch of people die?
At this point, it's almost pretty much sudden death. They say the ISO is manufactured in China. It's then shipped to Mexico and then smuggled into the U.S.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so they're putting a massive warning out for that. And, yeah, it's just something that they got to get on top of because it is absolutely crazy.
That is.
Yeah, what is going on? So the one thing that I had seen, one thing they're talking about right now, and, on that note, fentanyl's 50 times stronger than heroin. So
that's insane.
And 100 times more potent than morphine. And that's fentanyl, which this other one's 20 to 100 times crazier than that. The one thing that I don't get with all the fentanyl deaths that we've had, we had a 63% increase in 1 year from 2019, is they got these fentanyl strips that can detect the presence of the drug and prevent exposure, but Florida considers them to be drug paraphernalia, so they're banned here. Which I don't get that.
That is weird.
Yeah, a measure to legalize the strips just got shot down by the Florida legislature, who believes that legalization would make it seem like the government's condoning the use of illegal drugs. Really?
That's very bizarre.
It is. If you want to get them, a single strip is $2.97, and on Amazon you can order 25 for $25 and have them delivered in a day.
Amazon is so quick.
And it's also a good little moment to take this story and talk to your young people. If you have teenagers or college kids that are going to be spring breaking or just got back from spring break and luckily made it through unscathed, it's a good time to have a discussion with them about what they take. I mean, It may look like it's a pharmaceutical pill, but they have them looking so good now that you look at this pill and you think it came from Walgreens, but it didn't.
Right.
It came from somebody's bathtub in China where they made it, and you have no idea what's in it, and there's really no way, because they can make pills look exactly like the one that the pharmacist gives you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary. You can't trust anybody or anything that you buy anywhere from anybody.
I forget where it was. They always say, always know your dealer. That was Sesame Street.
They said that? It's an odd place for them to bring that up.
It's just, it's so scary, and it's so stupid to even take a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so don't do drugs, but, if you do, at least get the fentanyl strips. And Palm Beach State Attorney Dave Ehrenberg says he doesn't know of any case where anybody was prosecuted for having the strips. So, yeah, I'd go ahead and take the chance on that. Just how much is inflation hurting us? They say that the average U.S. household has to spend an average of an extra $5,200 this year. That's $433 a month compared to last year for the same consumption. How crazy is that?
That is crazy.
I saw avocado prices have jumped 81%, highest in more than 2 decades.
Damn, they got the avocados?
Yeah, they got the avocados, and they say that searches for electric vehicles are up 173% this month due to the higher gas prices.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's changing everything we do. And also, as people are trying to save money, are getting duped, the FTC is suing Intuit for promoting TurboTax as free, when it isn't free for 2/3 of Americans.
That's some shady advertising.
Yeah, it's not. Procter & Gamble had to apologize after an ad they ran in China claiming that women's feet are 5 times stinkier than men's. And they've got no evidence that this is true. Zero evidence. They just said that because they're trying to scare women into buying a body cleansing kit they make.
It might work.
I need that new foot soap.
Yeah. And China's e-commerce site, JD.com, is laying off some of its workers. But rather than framing it in a negative way, they're calling them, quote, graduations. You're graduating onto something else. You're just not going to be here.
You finished the program. Congratulations.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And not only watch out for the drugs you're getting, but if you're going vacationing in Thailand, watch out for the sunscreen. Apparently, they're selling bunk sunscreen that does nothing, and people are on social media now sharing their sunburns they got for putting on this sunblock.
So you're just getting this paste?
You're just getting a paste, it's a
sunburn?
cream, and then you get fried.
I don't think this is working. I've been out here 4 hours.
Crazy, huh? Well, you got to watch out for these drones, man. There was a Georgia cop that was caught having sex with somebody while in uniform.
Yep.
He took his squad car to an off-road spot in Millen, Georgia, walked around the back, started to get busy, and somebody high up in a nearby telecommunications tower started filming and then uploaded the videos to TikTok last week, where they quickly went viral.
It was a guy up on a radio tower.
Yeah.
Like our radio station has these towers.
Right.
These crazy dudes climb up there to fix them when they break.
Uh-huh.
And they're like so high.
Yeah.
But he totally busted a cop in uniform having sex on the backside of his squad car.
Just know, even if you're out in the woods and you think you're out in
you
nature,
never know.
you don't know if you're being
Drones,
filmed.
towers, all this stuff.
We're living in that kind of time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of horrifying.
Because of social media, they found out who the officer was, and he's been identified. He's now quit.
He quit before they could discipline him. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Look how it all went wrong so quickly.
But he went out with a bang.
Yeah.
A New Jersey woman stole a car less than an hour after being released from a correctional center.
She got out of jail and then immediately boosted a car.
Yeah.
So do you
She
think,
stole a Camaro, which is just par for this story.
do you think she already had the idea before she got out? As soon as I get out, I'm gonna go lift a car.
I think she had the idea, I'm going to get out, I'm going to do drugs. And then after she did drugs, she's like, now I'm going to boost a Camaro.
Okay.
I think that's how it went.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
right.
The 27-year-old driver did sustain serious injuries in the crash that resulted. So, yeah. So we'll see. She's been booked on misdemeanor theft and drug charges. We actually have a pretty unbelievable track record of being catfished. I don't know what it is.
Well, the KVJ Vetting and Research Department is not known for their skill level.
Yeah, well, I mean, you just think all the times you had the fake Khloe Kardashian that was texting you that one time, Virginia.
Yep, fell for it.
We one time interviewed a guy we thought was in Fall Out Boy, was not in Fall Out Boy.
We also interviewed a chick that she had believed that her man was killed in the line of duty overseas, and we all bought into that one. That one was a giant catfish.
I thought I was going to be on Wheel of Fortune. That was a very painful catfish, but pretty funny.
And didn't Suits almost get a date with Kentucky John?
Yes!
He did get a date with Kentucky John.
Yeah.
In fact, Suits picked Kentucky John during a dating game.
A real
And
competition.
He actually beat him, and he snowed Virginia, me, Denny's, and Suits. We all like, oh, she sounds really nice. And they go, hey, it's Kentucky John, bitch.
Got you, suckers!
Which was amazing. It was really good.
We're so gullible.
Oh, catfishing can be painful and funny.
No, totally.
So what has happened, and this goes back quite some time. It was all the way back in late January when I got a text from somebody here, and they talked about, hey, I need to call you guys out. I'm a big fan of the show. I love listening to you guys every morning, but you're not going to just talk about my team like that. Go Fins. And I'm like, hey, I was just only repeating what other Fins are saying. It was going on when they did the firing of their coach, and they had all kinds of other issues going on. And he responded back, I'm not actually a fan. I'm a player on the team, and I love the show.
Oh.
I'd love to come and meet you guys.
And we were all thought that was cool. Oh, we need a Dolphins player listens and likes us.
We instantly believed it.
We did. Oh, yeah.
Zero vetting necessary.
All you got to do is throw a little compliment and bat your eyes, and we love you.
We love you too.
So through the text, he went on to claim that he was Christian Wilkins, who is a defensive lineman with the Miami Dolphins. He was really awesome when he was picked in the first round by the Dolphins. He picked up the commissioner, Roger Goodell, and it was just, everybody's like, he's just a cool dude. You know, he's a great player, but he's a very cool guy on top of it. So I'm like, this would be the perfect Dolphins player for us to have.
Would you consider a superstar?
Yeah, he's really coming into his own. He's a very good player, and he's getting to the point where he's, I think, going to be very, very good. So, he says that he wants to come in, and then he said last week, he's like, I'll come in one day next week, and then we got the text he wants to come in on Friday, and people are like going, hey, I mean, just to point out, Friday's April Fool's Day.
And y'all are fools.
And we all went, "Arr."
Yeah.
We didn't even know it was April Fool's Day.
We've been talking about this for a week. We're calling it the Dolphins Day.
Dolphins Day is what we've been calling
we have
it.
catering. I get my Dolphins cheerleading outfit. We've got a whole thing set up.
It is going to be a party Finn style.
And we just found out yesterday, Friday's April Fool's.
Wait a minute.
I don't think this is real, Kevin.
So that's kind of the big question here. Now, it's kind of just turned into a fun saga for us. I know that I could be like, hey, I need you to FaceTime me. I need you to send me a photo holding up 3 fingers or whatever it might be, something like that to confirm it. But I'm trying to see if I can crack the code on this before. It's kind of like a mystery to find out if this is him. Now, the reason why we think it could be him is because the area code on the text message we got matches the same area code from Christian Wilkins' hometown in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, that's got to be real.
Well, that's one thing that goes to it could possibly be him. Now, looking at factors where it may not be him. In fact, yesterday, he'd sent a text and he said, hey, here's a selfie so that you know that it is me. And he sent in this photo right there, which, looks like Christian Wilkins took a selfie.
Now, did he just take that selfie, or is that just a picture from social media that's been ripped?
Exactly. You have to go and look at all of Christian's social and make sure that same picture is not anywhere.
Well, I wondered why he had goggles on there. They're just clear goggles. I'm like, well, that just seems to be an odd thing you're wearing. I mean, you maybe would wear goggles on the football field, but he's in what looks like his backyard.
He looks like he's doing yard work.
Yeah. And when you go to his socials, you go to his Instagram page, that is a shot that is taken from a video he posted where he's putting in a fire pit in his backyard.
Kevin, we are so good at Catfish.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started off believing strong, but I got to tell you, the more I'm starting to get here, I'm just like, yeah.
This catfisher got too cute.
They did.
You don't pull a still from a video on the guy's social? I mean, duh.
But can we please not take away this party? I want this Dolphins party, baby. Can we have a Dolphins party still?
Yeah, I know you want the party, but I'm saying I think we can still go through it. But I mean, here we are. It's Wednesday. We don't know yet, and right now I would say that I would put the likelihood I've dropped. I was all the way at about 90%. Now I'd say I'm probably down to about 20%. Christian Wilkins.
Even the party's losing steam. You can feel it.
The sloppy pick is what did it.
Yeah,
if it hadn't been for that sloppy pick, you would have got away with it, you catfish.
Yeah, that's where I was like, I don't know. And then if you go back to previous text messages, because we got a record of all that going all the way back to November, he was supposedly texting us about Grimsley. And putting butter on Pop-Tarts.
He's a fan of Grimsley, too?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, the first in Catfish, they are in the chat room. They love this.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think that one's panning out.
Well, I'm still partying. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm doing it.
We'll see. I mean, Fridays, the invite is there. We can see what shows up. Said it'll be either on the after the show or sometimes after 9 a.m. So who knows? But
wouldn't it be great if Christian Wilkins did walk in?
It would be amazing. So, there's still maybe a little faint gasp of hope, but with each day, it's looking like less and less of a chance.
But all you want as a human is just a smidgen of hope, no?
Just just want a little bit of hope, because I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd love to have that guy be listening to the show and be a big fan and get to hang out with him. Cool dude. Okay, so it looks like we're trying to be catfished by someone trying to claim that they are Christian Wilkins, defensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins, coming in on Friday for April Fool's Day.
Not again.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we get. We don't know. But, yeah, I would say that the further this interaction goes on, it's looking less hopeful. Jaybird also has an opportunity here to do something, but could this also be someone trying to just catfish the KVJ show?
Maybe it's Christian Wilkins. Maybe he's working overtime.
Well, this might be Jaybird's Christian Wilkins. They got me with a football player, so that's usually where a catfish works.
Yes,
you get somebody at their weakness, something they really love, and one of Jaybird's weaknesses is Corey Feldman. He went to his show with Denny's. They drove you went all the way to Melbourne? Is that right, to see him?
We drove a few hours. Not because we were down with the music. We were fascinated by the whole thing.
By the man.
Just by the what's going on.
The show.
The whole thing.
And it turned out to be as bad as you'd hoped.
It really was. Yeah, I did.
You guys spent all this money on buying VIP backstage tickets for the after show.
The meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
And we were both just like, we got to get the hell out of here.
They left before the after show.
And we still stand by. And I'm not trying to hate, but it was just the right move to leave. Because Feldman made you wait an hour. Like, dude, you're not Madonna. Don't make me wait an hour at this bar.
Yeah.
Fashionably late.
And then as soon as it started, there was a giant inflatable screen on the stage. Mm-hmm. The screen fell over on all the people in the front row, and Jason had to help put it back on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's true. So someone sent me a message on my old Yahoo account, which already is suspect because not many people have that. Okay. It's from the old station kind of a thing.
Okay.
Saying that they're Corey Feldman's people and that they would be really interested because we're huge fans of the snack pack opening up for Corey Feldman.
Wow.
Okay. I know. Because Corey Feldman's going back on tour.
And the snack pack is just coming out of retirement now.
Yeah, we don't take ourselves seriously, so we're like, yeah, sure. So you start looking into it. Corey Feldman, first of all, is not coming to Florida, it doesn't look like. And then when you try to go to the website that they sent you, it doesn't even exist.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
So now I think what's happening is the catfishers they're coming out of the woodwork. So Virginia, beware.
Well, it's April Fool's coming up on Friday, so...
Exactly.
It's the new prank, catfishing somebody.
All the armchair pranksters.
Yeah, Suits, you're not really getting a free cruise. Denny's, you're not getting free weed. Just don't fall for any shenanigans right now.
Yeah.
Suits, that girl you've been talking to on Match.com is a 48-year-old plumber. He's a guy.
Suits is hooked up.
He's good.
He's good?
Oh, yeah.
Are we sure?
Yes, we're good. And I'm not trying to never move on.
Suits has a bona fide girlfriend or he's dating?
No, I don't know. Let's move on. It's not my
we'd already talked about.
Yeah, we already did. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay.
I was trying to save Suits from drama.
Can you give Virginia the episode where we talked about it, Jaybird?
She was here for that.
I know.
Yeah, I should never even say it.
I drink a lot. I forget. He's got a real girlfriend.
We'll let you go listen to it,
Seriously,
Virginia.
come on.
Well, we've got our tournament awesome down to the final 4. We started with 64 awesome things in life. And we've narrowed it down to these 4. Laughter versus air conditioning and sunshine versus vacation. What is the most awesome thing according to your votes? You can go vote at kvjshow.com on our free 97.9 WRMF app. And you can find the links on our social media pages like our Facebook. So we're in round 5 now, and the closest matchup we have is laughter narrowly beating air conditioning.
Yeah, who doesn't like to laugh? Even evil people like to evilly laugh.
Yeah, it's 6 votes separating the two, so that could swing either way. You've got vacation taking a solid lead on sunshine now.
So it's like a vacation, possibly laughter kind of a finish here.
Yeah, we've got a couple more days into the voting. We're going to be going down, knocking down to the final 2, and then by this time next week, we'll know what the number 1 is, just like with the NCAA men's and women's tournament. So it looks like it'll probably, unless something changes, laughter versus vacation.
What does a Ralston pick? Do you have a dog in this fight?
I'm going to go laughter, because laughter is something you can have every single day, that you can just enjoy yourself. Laughter is so important. It's the core root of the success of my marriage. That's it. The Queen and I laugh a lot together and have a lot of fun. And if we didn't have that, I don't know that we'd be together, because that's the number one thing that really binds us. So I love laughter. Same thing with the show and everything we do. Laughter's it, man. That's my number 1. That was the one thing I'd wondered too. And laughter is what took money out. And I'm like, it's going to take something like that to knock out money. Because everybody's like, money's going to win.
I thought money was going to clean everybody's clock.
Yeah. And no, didn't even make it to the Final 4.
I didn't think money had the distance. They really didn't.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, when you boil it all down, it is fun. Hey, look, especially if you don't have money, to just be with somebody rich for a couple days and see how they live and get that kind of access and do that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. But then, after a while, man, would you give up laughing?
No.
And enjoying life for,
Never.
I would imagine maybe after sitting on your 1,000th awesome boat, you're just like, okay, yeah, this is awesome. But
rich people love laughter too. They love to laugh at poor people.
Yeah, exactly.
They like to laugh when they play the deadliest of games, human hunting. We won't even get into
Squid Game.
Yeah. Oh, come on over, Ralstons.
They say Squid Game's real.
Come over, Ralstons. Let me go ahead and release you into the woods so I can hunt you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
crazy,
how rich
huh?
some of these people get.
Dang, that's crazy. That going on in Palm Beach?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely the deadliest game going on.
They got a human hunting ground over there.
Oh, yeah, they don't talk about it much. I'm going to break the story open.
Got to make sure I don't wander onto that thing.
I was just walking around with my wife on a Saturday morning. All of a sudden, I was running for my life.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
All these old fat guys who looked really rich were chasing me with pistols.
It's the most dangerous of games, Kevin.
Being hunted down by some guy named Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to go vote again, go to kvjshow.com. I thought this was kind of cool. It is things that used to mean you were rich. So it's like if you used to have it, you were upper class. But now if you have it, it kind of actually means you're lower class.
Interesting.
How does that happen? Do you remember back in the 80s when somebody had that massive 10-foot satellite dish in their yard?
Yes.
And you're like, oh my gosh, they got all the fancy channels. Now, I got to tell you, every time I see one of those things, it's attached to a mobile home.
And there was always this rumor when someone had the satellite, you're not going to believe it, man. Kevin gets shows from California and Japan. Like it was always,
yeah,
you get
right,
this
it
feed
was.
that nobody else could get.
Yeah, that was it. A 35-inch TV. If you used to have a 35-inch TV, they're going, wait, you've got 35 inches?
How many inches do you need?
Wait, that's crazy. And now they're like 90. Yeah. Carpeting in your bathrooms used to mean you were rich. Now it means you're trashy.
And gross.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Carpeting was, remember like the 70s, if you were in that era growing up, and even the early 80s, like they would talk about, oh, he's got wall-to-wall carpeting. Like, ew, wall-to-wall carpeting. Wow.
And now it's ew.
Now if you have
Wall-to-wall carpeting.
oh my gosh. Gross.
I mean, taking a dump with a carpet. Where did anyone ever think that was a good move?
I thought it was awesome. From the same era, wallpaper. You had wallpaper, it used to mean you were rich. And now if you see it, like, that's kind of
Wallpaper's made a comeback.
It has made a comeback. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, it has.
In wallpaper is the hotness.
I'm about to do a wallpaper
Now it's
project.
back.
Yeah.
There's designer wallpaper that's like hand painted.
Oh,
and you can,
so it's back again.
You can spend a ton on custom wallpaper.
Okay.
I just got a hold of some vintage 1978 Star Wars wallpaper, and it's a really badass looking.
And this is considered high end.
It was high end. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Where's the waterbed stand?
I don't know if it was ever a good idea. I think people were on a lot of cocaine back in the day when they made the waterbed. They thought it was good.
I remember having a couple friends that had waterbeds, and we thought they were fancy AF and that they were rich because they had a waterbed. And now, if I would see a waterbed,
I'd be like, "Oh."
Have you ever tried to hump on a waterbed? It is not fun. It's not a fun.
Yeah.
It's not a fun experience.
The motion of the ocean don't get it going.
It's too clumsy, baby.
I was too young when the waterbed was making it happen. I wasn't humping when I was 9.
Yeah, but there were people still had those around in the 90s, believe it or not. Yeah, nothing, not of late.
Did you ever hump a waterbed like you humped the sofa?
No.
Other things that used to mean you were upper class that now signal you're lower class. Dial-up internet. That used to be super fancy. If you have dial-up internet now, I'd be like, what?
What? Why is it making that noise?
If you had dial-up internet now, I would think you're running from the cops or you're on the lam and you don't want no one to know where. I don't know. It just seems off.
Flip phones, once a time, were fancy AF, though I think we are kind of going back to those again.
Those are coming back.
Lots of shares in Blockbuster Video. Now, if you got shares in Blockbuster Video, what?
That's sad.
Yeah. And think about this. Somebody said taking it way back. Something that used to mean that you were upper class, now maybe it's like not so much. You had a car, not a horse. You would brag a bit going, yeah, I got a car, not a horse. Now, if you go around here, especially like in Wellington, you got a horse, you fancy AF.
Oh, the horse world is very expensive.
It is not cheap. You can get a cheap-ass car. So I'm more impressed by somebody who's got a horse now, not a car.
You got a cheap-ass horse. You got a donkey.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, you've desperately been wanting to know what Jaybird thinks about this hard Mountain Dew. It is the soda in 4 different flavors with alcohol in it. You were telling him where he could go and track it down, and he has tried it. And Bird, you have a review today on the hard Mountain Dew. What do you think of it?
I don't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was just... Would I drink it all the time? No. But if it was at a party, I would drink it.
Okay.
So if I had to give it a grade, I'd give it a solid C+.
Okay. So it's just meh.
Meh.
Was it like a seltzer?
Yeah, it tasted. It doesn't. There's no. I believe there's no sugar in it, and there's no.
No sugar in a Mountain Dew.
I think it's missing a couple of the main ingredients.
That ain't a Dew.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Mountain Dew is known for its sugar.
What?
So I don't know.
Is it a don't?
It's a Mountain Don't.
That's bizarre that they came out with the Mountain Dew and there's no sugar in it.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want, I can try to bring some in.
You know what
for
else?
Our fake Dolphins party on Friday.
Panda brought me that Pepsi Nitro that's supposed to be so good. It's like a brewed Pepsi, no alcohol in it. It was terrible. It was flat. It tasted like a flat soda. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, get your act together.
Okay.
Yeah, it tasted like kind of like Diet Dew, if that makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so definitely not going to put it in I loved it category.
Well, I'm not. It's not my favorite. Yeah.
Well, maybe if you're looking for a diet seltzer, it's the way to go.
Yeah, I guess so. There's so many of these seltzers, and it's getting to the point where it's almost like how everyone's got a podcast.
Yeah,
everyone's got a seltzer.
No, you're right. Everybody does have a seltzer now. It's kind of some crazy stuff. All right, let me see here. Got some interesting thoughts here on the Oscars and a couple things that were positioned a different way that I thought was interesting. All the talk has been, what's going on with the slap and all that, but there's a couple other things that kind of slid through that we didn't get to talk about. Like, I didn't even hear this. Did you see that Sean Penn had vowed to melt down his Oscar if Zelensky was not invited onto the Oscars, the Ukrainian president, and he wasn't invited? So, has anybody seen the follow-up? Did Sean Penn melt down his Oscar?
So I saw the interview because it was all over social media. He was on CNN with, what's his name? Acosta. And the whole time he's telling, I'm going to melt or smelt, I think the word, I'm going to smelt all of my Oscars. And Acosta's like, oh, yeah, shaking his head. Okay, Sean, yes. And now the follow-up is, where's Sean Penn? Is he smelting some Oscars?
Where is he?
He was really, really saying, I'm definitely going to do it.
He doubled down on that.
Yeah. You haven't seen that clip?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. That was one thing that kind of slid through. Another thing I thought was interesting as well was Bill Maher's take on the slap that happened from Will Smith onto Chris Rock. Here's what he had to say.
It was sort of like cancel culture encapsulated, because at first you saw he was laughing at the joke, right? This is what happens a lot with cancel stuff. At first, oh, it's funny. And then you look around, oh, wait, I'm supposed to be offended. And then there's the overreaction. He was like the Twitter mob come alive. I'm okay with it. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be offended. Now I'm going to just wildly overreact.
Okay.
I mean, that's a pretty darn good take on.
Thought so too. Yeah, when I heard that, I thought that was a good little note because that's a lot of what you've seen in all this.
You do see people laughing at jokes, and then they watch.
Oh, wait a minute.
The crowd. The sheep. They end up doing what the crowd does, and then shame on you, Kevin. You shouldn't have laughed at that joke. I'm better than you.
Right, they do. You just follow the mob wherever you go, and Jim Carrey kind of made a point about that as well. I mean, keep in mind the timing. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock, and then, not long after, he is then given the Best Actor award, and he's then applauded. And here's what Jim Carrey had to say about that.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. It really felt like, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Okay. So some interesting takes there.
I think celebrity in general, especially Hollywood's taken a hit in the last 5 to 10 years.
It has. I think people are kind of sick with the celebrity crap and them telling them how to live their lives and then the hypocrisy and everything else that goes along with it. And I don't think people want to hear from celebrities anymore about how to live their life.
I don't think they do.
No, just shut up and entertain, and that's about it. And a whole night to celebrate you, you're celebrated enough. Sit down, man.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Sit down. That's why people aren't watching. All right, coming up here, we got the After the Show podcast. Bonus KVJ material that is unrated. You can watch live on YouTube in just about 10 minutes or catch it on demand there on YouTube or any podcast app, including our free 97.9 WRMF app. Before we get there, Bird, wrap us up with your thought for the day.
Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal.
Bonus.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.